Good morning. Let's see, my speaker is not working, I don't think.
Good
Yeah.
morning, Tyler.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. Let's wait for the others.
What's that?
Let's wait for the others.
Yeah, yeah. Are you going to be able to set me up as the presenter today?
Yeah, I'll make you the host today.
Perfect, perfect. All right, good. Well, I'll probably get started a couple minutes after the hour here, so I'm going to get organized a little bit here and
Hey
should be
Tyler,
good to
while you're
go.
getting organized, I need to have a session with you because I'm not getting any of the leads in Bold Trail. I'm not getting anything. So not
Are
set up
you
prop.
you're speaking to me, is that correct? Correct,
Yeah,
Angie? Okay.
yes,
So you're not receiving any leads from Bold Trail, is that correct?
that's correct.
Okay. Um, so I don't have access to your office's lead distribution settings. So you may need to speak to your administrator at your office or contact Remax support directly. What I can do is show you what you should do on your end to make sure you are set up to receive leads. But the lead distribution is configured both by Remax and by your local office. And unfortunately, like I said, I don't have access to your office's settings. So, but what I'll show you here is when you're in the Max Tech system, if you look at your top right-hand corner, click on your icon, your little photo, click on My Profile, and then click on Settings here on the top right corner. And then lead routing. These are the two places where you can turn on and off your ability to receive leads. So if either of these are turned on, you will need to turn those off. If they're both off and you're not receiving any leads, I would encourage you to make sure that your MLS ID information is correct in here.
Okay.
And you click Edit Profile to make those changes. And again, if
The
everything
MLS
looks,
ID is, what is the MLS ID? Is that what we
the
access Garden
the
State?
username you use to access your MLS system that you use in
Okay,
your state.
okay,
So if everything looks good, no changes are needing to be made, I would contact the support team using this little blue chat bubble down in the corner and just
okay,
tell them, I've been online with Bold Trail for X amount of months, weeks, years, and have not received any leads. Can you help me? And they can go into the programming and see if there's something that has occurred with your account or within the office that would prevent you from receiving leads.
thank you. I
Okay,
appreciate that.
you're welcome. I'm sorry you're experiencing that, but it's good you're saying something because if you didn't, you would nothing would ever change, right? So
You got it.
perfect. All right. So I'm gonna back up a little bit here. And I know we've got some people coming online, so I'll get started here in just a minute while I'm waiting for more agents to get on. All right. Well, it's a couple minutes after 8, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. My name is Tyler Leon. I'm with Remax Excalibur in the Remax Select Group. I'm based here in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's going to be about 90 degrees today, so summer is coming. I can't wait. Uh, actually, I can. Anyhow, hope all of you are having a great day so far. I know it's a little bit later in the day for those of you on the East Coast. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I'm going to be talking about the campaigns built into the Bold Trail platform and how to customize them, modify them, create your own, assign them to contacts. And we're going to try to accomplish this in about 45 to 50 minutes. I will be monitoring the chat. I will be trying to answer questions as we go. If I feel like it's something I'm going to touch on a little bit later in the presentation, I will let you know, but otherwise I'll try to address everything that comes through as they come through. You can unmute yourself or type in the chat log. Right now, I'm just going to mute everybody so we can keep the outside noise a little bit reduced. And I think that should be helpful. First and foremost, my contact information and the information for the product support team at Remax, I'm putting in the chat log now. So for those of you that have been on my sessions before, this is a little redundant and I apologize, but just want to state again that I'm not an employee of Remax LLC, never have been. So I don't have access to the platform and elevated support to get things fixed. So if something is just flat out not working like it's supposed to, the product support team might be your faster resource for getting a resolution. But my contact information and the product support team's information is right there in the chat log. Write it down, save it to your calendar or your contacts, and hopefully they can be of use to you. I'm more than happy to answer questions, gives tips, tricks, and show you where to go to do something. I actually enjoy that. I tend to learn something every time. I can also set up training sessions with you. I've got a online calendar in my little signature there that I posted, where you can set up a time to meet with me for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, whatever it is you need. And we can meet via Zoom, or if you're local in Arizona, I'm happy to meet with you in person there. So let's see, I think we'll go ahead and dive into it. I'm gonna kind of move some things around so I can see my screen a little bit better. All right, so for those of you that are fairly new to the Remax system, the Remax Max Center is the way you get into the Bold Trail platform. I call it the hotel, and then you got all these rooms in the hotel, and Bold Trail is one of the rooms in the hotel. So the way to get into Max Center is to go to remax.net. You can see that up here in the top left-hand corner. And once I share my screen, there we go. Boom. All right, now you can see my screen. If you can't, let me know. Anyhow, put in your remax.net email address and your password. If you have no idea what either of them are, or if you don't know what your password is, you can click this link down here saying forgot username or password, and that is how you'll be able to reset your credentials to be able to log into the platform. The Remax staff at your office does not have access to your passwords. I don't have access to passwords. So if everything is just not working and you've got a problem, again, this link here or the phone number to call or text the support team at Remax is right there, and you can reach them that way. So once you get into the Max Center system, you'll see there's a lot of information here. I obviously encourage you to go through and just kind of see what's available to you, but more for today's purposes, we're going to click on apps and tools, and then platform Max Tech powered by Bold Trail. You might sometimes see a maybe like a blue all apps button over there in the top right hand corner. That'll work too, but if nothing else, just make sure you click on the word all, and then you can bookmark it so it's always kind of towards the top when you sign into the system. So once you click Max Tech powered by Bold Trail, you'll be able to go into the platform. Not seeing my screen. Let's try this one more time. Sharing. Okay, here we go. Pause. All right. Looks like I had a sneaky button clicked off there. So, all right, going back just a little bit for those of you that didn't see the screen, Max Center, remax.net. Forgot username, password, support contact information down below. Once you're in the platform, click on apps and tools. Platform powered by Platform Max Tech powered by Bold Trail. Click here, and then once you click on that, you can see the Max Tech dashboard. And they'll have announcements and things that they'll put kind of big and bold in the middle here. Not a bad idea to kind of keep an eye on those in case there's something of note that you want to engage in or attend or something like that. They'll do trainings and things like that. Down here in the bottom right hand corner, as I was alluding to a little bit earlier, this is a way to chat with the support team in real time. I believe they are all based in or around the Denver area, so they're local, if you will, and pretty knowledgeable. I've utilized them quite a bit to help me through challenges that I've run into. And then here we are at the dashboard. Now, again, we're going to be talking about campaigns, and the campaigns are basically action lists that are built into the system, either pre-populated or that you create on your own to set triggers for either actions or reminders on how to engage with a particular contact or group of contacts. So your campaigns can be 2 items long, they can be 150 items long, and they can encompass emails, text messages, reminders, all kinds of stuff. So again, you can build them from scratch, but you can also utilize what has already been built into the platform and modify it if you need to. And that's kind of what we're going to go through today. So under the contacts tab here is where I want to start. And I always say set yourself up or set somebody you know that you're close to up as a contact so you can kind of test and see how the system works. Otherwise, when somebody says, hey, you sent me this, or I got this from you, or what does this mean? You're not kind of fumbling around saying, well, gosh, I have no idea what you're talking about. Let me get back to you. And it just, when you know what's going on, you kind of are able to provide that higher level of service to your customers. So, you know, if you can set up a secondary email address for yourself, if you don't have one, set up a phone number for, you know, like your spouse or your partner or friend, set up their phone number. And again, you can use the system to kind of play around and see how things actually work. Like, so here I am looking at my contacts. These are 3 people, if you will, that I've built in that I've used to test the system, troubleshoot things like that. So I can't stress enough how important it would be to set yourself up as a contact just to test out the system. So looking at my notes here, let's see, where do we want to go next? Sorry, smart system, text CMS, All right. Okay, so here we're going to go into marketing and we're actually going to get into the campaigns. Now I'm going to open this up as a new tab so I can kind of bounce back and forth between the contacts and the campaigns. So again, campaigns, there's already been a ton of campaigns built into the platform. Bold Trail, formerly known as KV Core, developed by a company called Inside Real Estate, has been in the business for about 10, 12 years. They've been offering this product to anyone with a credit card that isn't maxed out. And you know, people can sign up for this all over the country. Now, by being a part of Remax, you're getting this entire suite as a part of your membership fees with Remax. There's no add-ons to go buy to get the platform or anything really being withheld that other people have access to. You're getting the whole thing, and it ranges between $800 and $1,200 a month if you were to go out and buy this on your own through an independent company or something like that. So you're getting an incredible amount of value out of this platform, free of charge, if you will, or at no additional expense to you. So where you want to go from here is into smart campaigns. So what I was talking about was really leading into the system has been used by a lot of agents all over the country for quite some time now. Now, the reason why that's important is they've taken all the advice and best practices and suggestions and tips and tricks from all this experience that they've gathered over the 10, 12 years that they've been doing this, and they manipulate their campaigns to be good. So you don't have to walk into this platform and think, I've got to build everything. Oh my gosh, that's taking me weeks. Why am I even here? So the good news is that's not the case. You've got a lot of stuff built in that really may not even need any kind of manipulation, editing, or anything like that. But just know you have that ability to do so. So again, we went to campaigns or marketing, and then we went to smart campaigns, and then you're going to see my campaigns and system library and templates. So I'm going to go to system library here first. Now, these are all the campaigns that are available to you that have already been built. So you can see here, there's 40 of them that are already set to go, ready to be used. Essentially, according to them, I guess you would say, they don't need manipulation. You need to add them to your library, but you don't have to go in there and personalize it or customize it. You have the ability to. So, and I'll show you some things that you might want to look at that you're like, okay, I don't need this. I want to add in that. And that's where I'm going to get into the customization and really making this work and feel like you want it to. Now, you have the ability to do a search for a particular template. So if you're looking for a buyer, whoops, not fire, buyer. Anybody working with any fires? Probably not. Okay, so here you can see there are 16 campaigns that all have to do with working with a buyer. All right. So you scroll down, you can see there's all these different names and things like that. And then if you look over here on the right-hand side, touches are the number of action items that are going to be a part of the campaign. Now, again, you can have 2 touches, you can have 200 touches. It's really up to you. Now, it looks like somebody unmuted themselves. Was there a question? No? Okay. All right. Again, if you have a question, you might want to just type it in the chat. It's a little bit easier for me to see it because I got it right in front of me, and then I can pause and you can talk after you're unmuted. So, but definitely ask questions as they come about. This is more for you than it is for me. All right. Okay. So let's say default client buyer. Let's click on this. We don't want to add it to our library yet because we kind of want to see what it is. All right. What does this thing look like? So default client buyer. Here are all the touch items. So immediately, so here's how this is going to work is when you go back to your contacts here, let's just click on KV Core Test. So all of your contacts are going to have the ability to have hashtags assigned to them. And hashtags are a way for you to categorize your contacts. So you could have a hashtag for a zip code. You can call them, Scottsdale buyer or Phoenix buyer or a subdivision or some sort of community or a parish or whatever. You can have hundreds of hashtags assigned to your contacts. And then those hashtags become useful when you're trying to market to a group of contacts within your system all at once. So I would say don't go crazy with hashtags. Just kind of be consistent about the ones that you use so that you can use these campaigns to quickly and easily follow up and communicate with your contacts. And it's all going to be categorized and systemized, and that's how you'll be able to stay efficient. So when you go to edit your contact, let's click on let's see. I need to come down. Where was it? Edit profile. There we go. So here's where I can determine, what kind of client they are, different things like that, all right in here. Okay. And then you can add the hashtags as well. And then just like I said before, click save. And that's how you're going to segment your contacts. So coming back here, we're back at the campaign screen that we were just looking at. And so when you have, if and when you activate this campaign, basically what this is saying is immediately when you have this campaign loaded and you've got it assigned to a hashtag or a particular type of contact, whether it be a client, a prospect, buyer, seller, right here it's going to say, here's the task, weekly check-in. Okay, so what does that look like? View. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a task reminder saying you need to check in with the contact and provide an update. Okay. Now on day 7, you're going to get another exactly the same thing, weekly check-in. All right. So this is basically reminding you to stay in contact with your buyer clients, and it's going to be notifying you via hopefully you have the Max Tech app on your phone. If you don't, I'm going to bounce back real quick. We're going to go to the dashboard. And in the top right-hand corner is where you're going to see where you download the app. And I'm not going to get into the app really right today. That's going to be in a follow-up session. But to download the app onto your phone, whether your iPhone or Android, doesn't matter. Click download mobile app here on the right-hand side, and that'll take you to the screen where you can click on the appropriate information to get the Max Tech app on your phone. So that's where these notifications are going to be sent to. You'll also get an email reminder as well. So days 7, 14, 21, 28, these are all just task reminders, okay? So these are just notifications that you're going to receive saying, okay, check in with your buyer, check in with your buyer, check in with your buyer, check in with your buyer. Now you'd be maybe saying, well, okay, great. I'm pretty good about checking in with my buyers. I don't think that's exactly the campaign I need. So let's go to default active buyer. Same thing, a lot of tasks. So you just got to go through and see what these look like. Now I'm going to get into something maybe a little bit more detailed. So buyer nurture, 1-year campaign. Here we go. All right, so now we're going to see some different touch points like emails. These are all emails. a text message. So you can see that these things are planned out 365 days. So that you can have tons of touch points and they can go out as far as 365 days. Now you may be saying, okay, great. The name of this action or this touch point is how to find motivated sellers. What does it look like? You click on view, and this is what the email looks like. Again, this is all pre-populated, hand-curated content that has been developed by the developers of this software to, it's in there. You don't have to go in and create this stuff. And keep in mind, this is all going to be somewhat general. So they're not going to be talking about market dynamics in Sarasota, Florida, Scottsdale, Arizona, New Jersey. It's all going to be just very general information. Anything you really want to have dig into, talking about who you are, what your office culture is like, the value you bring, things like that, you will have to go in and add those in or manipulate the contact or the content to have that kind of information in there. But again, this system was developed and all these campaigns were developed with the intent of you really not having to go in and spend time moving and changing and doing things with this to make it work. So, all right, buyer nurture 1-year campaign. If we like this and we want it to go into our campaign, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to click clone campaign. Now, a company scope, it actually should just come up with your name, but I'm going to go ahead and type mine in. Since I'm a agent slash manager trainer, it gives me a little bit of a different screen. So start campaign when. Now I would say when a hashtag is, and then I would say 85260 buyer. Whoops, don't have to put the hashtag in, forgot about that. Or if I just want buyer, I can put that in as well. Let's see, it should pop up BUYER, press enter. There we go. Okay. All right. So advanced triggers, select a field, anything that says advanced, I tend to not really drive people into. I mean, if you're techie, you can really make these things perform and dance the way you want them to. But ultimately you don't need an advanced trigger. The hashtag is just fine. So again, buyer. And then always run, yes. Locked, no, because I want the ability to be able to change it. Click next. Now it's for a buyer, so I'm going to click buyer, but if it was for something else, I would click that. And then what do I want to name this? So we'll call this buyer campaign demo, okay? And then an explanation so I can go in and kind of figure out what it is I've done. So maybe a year down the road, if I'm wondering what this is or what it looks like, I can use this campaign description to help me sort through it a little quicker than going through all the different touch points. So click next and then finish. All right, yep, everything looks good. And then there it is. Now, in order to activate it, I need to click make the campaign active. Are you sure? Sure, yeah, for today, we're gonna do that. Now, I can remove this at any time. I can deactivate it anytime, should I choose to do so. Now, I'll show you where you can go in and activate and do things like that. So in terms of editing your campaign, now I'm just going to stay on this screen. You can do this with any campaign, but you have to clone the campaign first in order for it to become editable. Either that or you have to create a campaign from scratch in order to make it editable. So if you're in here and all of a sudden you say well, where did the edit button go over here? Like here's the edit remove button. Well, where did these go? Make sure that you've got the campaign cloned, and then you should be able to start going in and adding actions, editing, removing, things like that. So again, for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to grab one here. Fixer-upper mortgages. So this is an email that is supposed to go out on day 21. And this is what the subject line looks like. Here is what the verbiage is. So if I wanted to put something else in there, I can just edit it right here, put in the information, and then click save. Or I can revert changes and I'll back it all out and undo anything that I've done. And then if you're super fancy and you want to add images and do all kinds of fun stuff, you can click the advanced email editor button and it's going to take you into their what they call a WYSIWYG editor for your email, and it will allow you to drop in content that where you can upload like maybe your photo or a community's photo or a video or type in text. Again, you might find that this is overwhelming for some of you, but for others, it could be just fine. So you just click and drag in what it is you want. Let's say I want to add a video down here, and then I want to put some text in the middle. I want to add a little bit more text down below, and then I can start typing that information in. And then if I want to add a photo, I click on browse, and then I can upload a photo, or I can grab a photo from my folder here if I want. I think I've got some stuff already loaded in. So yeah, and then they've got some generic stuff that they've pre-populated. Okay, great. Yep, that looks good. That's fine. So I'm going to have that photo. I've got my text and I've got a video, but let's say I don't want that video anymore. I changed my mind. Right here, I click on the little video tab here, and then I click the trash icon, then click delete, and that's going to delete out that information. And then if I go through this and everything looks good, I can click save template, or I can click cancel and go back to where I was. So this editor is the same editor that you'll find when you want to modify your personal websites, which is something that I'm going to get into in another session. So right now I want to focus on editing your campaigns. Let's see, looks like I got a message here. Does the pics and videos have to be in bullet trail, or can you get it off your computer? Yeah, so I'll click on the image again and then change image. So this upload button right here next to file managers, where you can go and upload a image from your computer. Okay, so if I want this balloon image to be uploaded, I can do it that way. Okay, it said it gave me an error message, but it still loaded it. It's right there. And then I've got other images that I've loaded in. I can click insert, and now it's just going to change it. So that is how you upload your own photo or video into the library within the platform. Okay, so I'm going to click cancel, but normally you would click save template, and then you would see it here. Now, I wouldn't mess with this unless you've literally changed the name or the subject matter of the email that you've edited. Run immediately would mean it goes out as soon as you save this. Otherwise, I would just leave it the way it is. And on the timeline that we saw on the previous screen, time unit. So let's say instead of 21 days, I want this to go out 29 days after this this person has been added to my platform and has the buyer hashtag. Okay, so that is how you can space out or contract the timing of when these touch points are done. When I have decided that what I've created looks good, I'm going to click save changes, and then now the fixer upper email that I just created, I'll click edit again. You can see the 29 days. I did not make any changes in here, but I could if I wanted to. I just add text. Some of you might be familiar with creating hyperlinks, and if you have HTML that you want to drop in there, you can, and do some other things. But if you want to make it look fancy and pretty, add photos and things like that, your best bet is to use the new advanced template button here to make those changes. So now, let's say I do not want the fixer upper mortgages email to go out. I'm just going to click remove. And boom, it's gone. It's been deleted from the system. Now, can I add it back in? Yeah, but you're going to have to recreate it yourself. So when you delete something, make sure you're deleting it. You want to delete it, because recreating it will be a challenge. It doesn't go into like an archive status or something like that. Now, to add in an action. So let's go to add an action, and you have a variety of actions here. And the ones that you're probably going to want to focus on are email, text, task, and call. So email is exactly what we were looking at. It'll send an email. A text is, it's going to ask you to pick a template. So, any template, I found you can just use anything really, but if you want to find something that is specific to the the contact or the campaign that you're running, I can type in buyer and it'll bring up default buyer searches, open house, here we'll just say this. Okay, so now here's the text message that it's going to put together. Again, I can change all of this. Now this little kind of parenthesis content right here, don't get rid of that, because what it's going to do is it's actually going to go to your database and put that person's first name in there and personalize the message. If you take this stuff out, the message won't be really personalized to the person you're sending it to. Now, what do I want to name it? We're going to just say value of an agent. Going to come from you to the contact. When do you want it to go out? I want it to go out 5 days after that person is loaded into the system, and then I click save. Oops, I got to provide I use the template to give me content, and then I'm just going to value of an agent. And I'll call this demo because I want to be able to see it on my list. Perfect. Okay, so now on day 5, I now have this text message that's going to go out to that contact, and it's going to be automated. Okay, so again, it's only going to go to the people that have the hashtag that you have defined when you were setting up the campaign. So it's not going to go to your sellers, it's not going to go to your vendors, it's only going to go to somebody that has the hashtag buyer assigned to them, or again, any other hashtags that you set up, define, anything along those lines. Now add action, let's go to task. Okay, so we want to set up a task. If I just start typing in a content, remember to give them an updated market valuation in the areas they are searching. Okay, so this is going to be the reminder sent to me on valuation reminder. This will be the reminder sent to me 15 days and 50 days. Let's see, we should be able to select multiple, I thought. It's not giving me that option. Okay, that might have changed, or I might have just gotten confused. So, all right. So if you want to set this up to happen like every 15 days, every 30 days, every 90 days, you're going to have to set up a new reminder for each one. Click save. Oh gosh. Gotta name all of these things. Moving too fast. The coffee's kicking in. I got a strong brew this morning. Okay, so task. There's the task reminder that just was created. If I need to edit it for some reason, I click on edit, and then I go in and edit it, and then make the change, and then click save. And then the last thing is call. And then you can set this up as a call me, meaning the system will actually call you and then initiate the call between you and the contact. That might be a little much for some people. Otherwise, it'll just be a task reminder. It'll say call to get a update on their pre-qualification status. Okay, and then update on pre-qual. We'll just call that. Got to name it, and then when do we want this to happen? We want it to happen 10 days after they've been there, and then as we have been reminded, we have to give it a name, and then click save. And then there's the reminder to call that contact or have the system call you, which will then connect you with the contact, and you'll be able to see them. And then all of these actions you will see in the timeline. So I've gone back to this particular contact's what we call timeline, and it's going to show you everything that you've done. So if you've sent them an email, if you've initiated a phone call, if you've had a task reminder, if they've like searched for properties or sent you information, all of that is logged right here in the timeline. And depending on how long that person has been in your CRM, it can go on for a long time. That's also why they have the search timeline. So let's say you made a note. So over here on the right hand side, you can add a note and say, this person is going to be ready to buy in September 2026. Okay, so you can add that note and it'll be added to the timeline, but you can also go in and search your timeline for a note and it'll bring up, whoops. So there we go. You can pull up the different, you can sort them out by notes, calls, things like that, or you can actually search for keywords in the notes to, or in your activities to bring them up. And then refresh will just bring everything back to the way it was. So going back to the campaigns, again, I can go in and I can remove, I can edit, I can do all kinds of stuff here. So I always say start with an existing campaign because you might find there's some pretty good ideas in there because they've spent so much time developing this stuff. But let's say you're a real do-it-yourselfer and you just want to create something from scratch. You can do that. You just come back again. It should automatically go to you. I've got to put my name in, so it's my stuff. I can go over here to add campaign, and then I can create a campaign right from scratch. Okay. So that's where you would go and just create your own campaign with as many or as few touch points as you want. And the system looks exactly like what we had just gone through editing the campaigns. So now something to be very aware of is over here on the right-hand side, under your campaigns, you're actually going to see the campaigns that are automatic, that have already been turned on and are active. So if you don't want one of these campaigns turned on, or if there's a campaign that you want turned on instead of off, you have to use the slider to move them on and off. Okay. Now, if you get in here and you see that there's a campaign, so here's the campaign that we just created, Buyer Nurture 1-year campaign demo. I can click on it and I can actually go in and make changes within here so I don't have to go digging through a lot of different areas to find it. It's under my campaigns and it should be just right at the top. But what you might see is you might see a company campaign. Okay, so core default buyer. What is this? Okay, I can go in and I can say, all right, no, don't want this one. I'm going to remove it. Okay, you have that ability to do so. You can deselect, you can add, remove, you can edit, you can do all kinds of things here. Okay, so that is where you can go in and manipulate your campaigns to fit your style. So if you've already have a system in place of, okay, I need to communicate with my clients every so many days, I need to send them an email asking them for a status update, things of that nature, you can do all of that within the campaign system. All right. More information on campaigns and things of that nature, you can utilize playbooks. So you can work your sphere. Open playbooks. I love these playbooks because they kind of build in the way for you to systematically work with your contacts. Okay, so I encourage you to play around with the playbooks. You can go to the FAQs up here in the right-hand corner to get more information about that. I might come back to that here in a few minutes. I'm getting tight on my timing here, so I just want to make sure I've done a couple things first to make sure that we touch all the main touch points here. So under your contacts, there's a couple things you should be aware of. When you go to edit profile, if they have a birthday listed, so here, we'll do 6. What's today's date? The 8th or 4/8 04/08, and then we'll just say 1995. So that's this person's birth date. I can scroll down. I need to make sure that I've got these turned on unless I don't have the permission to contact them via one of those methods. Primary address, maybe the home that you helped them buy or sell. In this case, you'd say buy. So this is what you would call their home anniversary. So let's say this occurred on February 1st of this year. Click and send anniversary email text. So the reason why that's important is that's part of this automation of communication that we've been talking about. When you have this selected, the system will send an anniversary reminder to your client, basically saying congratulations on the 1 year, 2 year, 3 year anniversary of your home purchase. Okay. If you scroll up, I accidentally skipped over that. Send birthday email text. Same thing. You can turn that on and off so that now your contact is going to receive a notification saying congratulations on your birthday. It's a generic message, and I'll show you where you can go in and see what those look like. Now, this will only work for the primary contact within the system. It asks for birthday for the other person in the relationship. So if it's like a husband, wife, roommates, whatever the case may be, all of the notifications are in this particular screen will go to the primary contact only. So if you want the spouse or roommate or partner to receive these types of notifications, they will have to be set up as their own contact within your CRM. They cannot be loaded in as a relationship because they will not receive those birthday or anniversary reminders, home anniversary reminders. If I click on save, that's going to save the contact, and then you'll be able to, that's what's going to allow the person to receive these notifications, which are automated. You don't have to do anything. You just got to have their birthday plugged in and their home anniversary plugged in as well. Now, if I come back here, let's see, we're going to go to the dashboard. And then we're going to go to marketing. And then we want to go to birthday and anniversaries here. So this is what those messages are going to look like. So I would want to turn these on if I actually want my contacts to receive those types of notifications. So make sure those are turned on for the people you want to have receive them. And then if you want to look at the birthday email that goes out, you can click on change template and it'll show you what it looks like. Now, again, I would say don't mess with it, but if you really want to personalize this, there's a way to do that within the campaign templates, which I'll show you here in a little bit. But you cannot edit it here. But here's what I want to point out is when you're talking about birthdays, I mean, most people, because of social media and whatnot, on their birthday, they can get just bombarded with notifications, messages, things like that, saying happy birthday, which is fantastic. But if you kind of want yours to stand out a little bit more, set it to run before or after the actual date. Maybe set it up for 1 day after. And then, you can change your template to say happy belated birthday or something along those lines. Again, it's a way to make your message stand out. It's up to you whether or not you want to do that. Obviously, like you may say, I don't want to look like I'm not on the ball remembering my client's birthday or something like that. So you may just say run on the date. And if it gets lost into all the other messages, so be it. So click cancel and then the text. This is what the birthday text message looks like. And again, you can schedule that to go out before or after the actual date. Same thing with the happy home anniversary email, change template. So it's got a little picture, a little bit of information there, and then you can set it to go on or after the date. I would say definitely leave it on the date that their purchase was completed. I don't see much of a reason to change that. And then anything that you've done that you've changed, if you've toggled anything on or off, you would click the save button and then click the save button and make sure everything is saved. So that is where you can turn on those behavioral marketing messages there. Let's see, where do I want to go next? Let's see. The last thing I want to show you is under contacts. I'm going to get out of here. So we're going back to my contacts. And so let's go back to this test one again. And then as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna pause and let some questions come about and things like that. So search alerts and active campaigns. So search alerts are basically a way to set up property searches that will keep the consumer connected to you. Now, me personally, I'd much rather utilize this than what's available in the MLS, because the MLS, the information is just, I don't know, here in Arizona, our MLS looks, the term I've heard is Spartan. It's just very dry. Like I might be able to upload my photo, but it doesn't have the Remax brand on it. It doesn't have big, pretty pictures. It doesn't have everything like really kind of in a format that makes sense. I mean, it basically just looks like an MLS printout. So the information just kind of looks blah to me. So by setting up search alerts here, you can have something that's going to be more branded to you. So if you're looking in a particular area, like we'll just say 85050 is a community here in Arizona. So I can do a zip, or I can actually draw it on a map if I want to. So it's going to find my location, and then I'm going to click draw area, and let's say I just want to have all the properties in this area be my search area. And then I have to click apply selection in order to save it. So you can either draw on a map, or you can identify an actual area. And then we'll just call it this 85050 demo again, so I can remember what it looks like. Frequency, how frequently do I want these search alerts to go out? Never, ASAP, daily, twice daily, blah, 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 blah. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, if you do want these alerts to go to a spouse, roommate, business partner, whatever the case may be, put in that person's email address here and it will go to them as well. We already drew the map listing types. So to identify what kind of properties, the search area. So we'll do 400 to 800. And then you can identify the types of features that you want the property to have. And it's fairly general. So if you have somebody that has very specific parameters, you can help sort some of those out by adding in keywords. So let's say you want a pool. You have to use keywords that are available in your MLS. So keep that in mind. And then what do you want the response to be? Yes. Okay. So I want it to have a pool, and then let's see, gas appliances. So cooktop gas and true. Okay. So, and then any other items here I want to add in, obviously add those, and then click set alert. Or if you just wanted to set it and send it right away, you can do that. I'm just going to click set alert, and then it's going to put it over here where I can see and turn on and off that automation with the search results. And you can set up multiple search results, search alerts. So if I go back to timeline, I can do it right here under search alerts. I can click add, or you can go up to search alerts here at the top, and you can add in more search alerts and things like that here as well. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, there's two things actually. Active campaigns, this is where you can actually just manually assign a campaign to a contact. So if I want to add that campaign that we created, regardless of the hashtag or whatever, I can just assign it to that person if I choose. Market reports are similar. Here, I'm going to go ahead and delete this and start over. So market reports are basically just, hey, what's happening in the area? So again, let's identify a area that I want to provide the report for. And then how often do I want that report to be sent? 7, 14, 21, 28 days. Okay. Click add. And then that email will be sent to that person every 7 days. Now, if I want to send it now, I can click send now, and it's just going to hammer it out right to that person right then and there. And I might, I don't know if I'll be able to show you what that looks like or not. Give me 1 second. While I'm pulling up my email, I'm going to do a pause here and answer any questions that anyone might have. I haven't seen anything posted in the chat log, so if you want to ask a question, you can either type it in the chat or unmute yourself, and I'll answer it.
Hey, Tyler, I have a
Yes.
question.
Okay.
What's the difference between like going into my system library, cloning versus add to library? Like if I'm not changing anything, I'm just adding it to my library for me to send. And if I
Uh-huh.
wanted to edit it, then I clone it and then I make all the edits and then I send it. Is that what the difference is?
So if you add it to your library, yeah, you're just saying, okay, yes, I just want it. I don't need to mess around and look at it, play with it, change it, edit it. I just want to add it to my library and then I can go and mess around with it later. So it's just another way of doing it. You're not really losing or gaining anything by doing it that way.
And also like when there's a campaign that's like call, I mean, if there's a campaign that's like text and email in the smart campaign section, I'm assuming once we set it up, it goes out automatically. The texts go out automatically, the emails go out.
Correct.
It's only the campaigns that have tasks are just really notifications to me to do that task. Is that correct?
You got it. You're doing great. Yep,
Okay,
that's exactly
thank you.
correct. Yeah, you're
Okay.
welcome. If one thing you should be aware of for not just you but everybody is if you're going to utilize the emails, the automated emails, let's make sure your email signature looks right. In the top right hand corner, click on your photo and then go to my profile and then scroll down and you can see your signature. Okay. Now to actually start editing it, you need to click edit profile. And I've said this in previous sessions, I'll say it again. Anything that's grayed out is automatically being pulled from your Remax Max Center profile, which you can access over here in Max Center under Update Profile. So if you're like, oh God, that's not my phone number. How do I change it? How do I change it? You have to go over to the Max Center, update profile and change it there. And then within about 24 hours, usually less, it will update. But getting back to the signature discussion, you can come down here and then start typing in whatever it is you want to type in for your signature and then save it when you're done so that when your email notifications go out, the automated email notifications, you can you're ensured that the information looks the way you want it to. So let's see. I have my email report pulled up here. It's why is it not here? Let's see. I gotta move it to, it got put in my junk folder for some reason. I'm going to move it over here. Inbox, yes. Okay. All right, here we go. So this is what the market report email looks like. So it's got the company logo, it's got a little, snapshot of the area, and then it gives basically what has been happening in the area. And then this would be the client's name there, not KV Core. That's just because of how I named that person in my database. But you'll see photos to properties. And then let's say I'm a prospect and I'm really interested in this property on Union Hills. If I click on it, it will take them to my website and it will actually log it in their timeline over here so I can see what they've been interacting with. So if I go to this guy here, it might take a few minutes for it to update, but normally anytime a contact clicks on something within an email that you've sent to them, it will then log that interaction that has occurred. So it would say they wanted more information about this particular property. So friendly reminder. So this is what it looks like. Now I can start looking at photos. I can do all kinds of stuff. And it's just a way better looking version of what somebody's going to see when they want information about a property through an automated report that is being sent to them. And you don't have to do anything other than just set it up. And they get all of this. Doesn't this look a lot better than what the MLS is sending out to your contacts? And again, this is a market update. If you wanted to see a search alert, let me see what I can do here. Click results. I'm going to email. Okay, so there's no results in that email that I set up. So I probably need to change something here. Maybe get rid of the keywords. Save and view results. Let's see if that brings up anything. Okay, so now email recent results. That's gonna get emailed over to my contact, and then I should get an email here in a minute, and I'll pull that up. So I'll show you what the search results email looks like here in a minute. Now here's my email signature that I plugged in via my profile. So yes, it's got my name and some other information already in here, but the email signature is going to be maybe a little bit more useful and for you and your contact. So I'm going to bring up my email again. Let's see, we're going to go over here and let's see if it pulled it up yet. We need to do a search. Send receive. Come on now. It might take a minute for it to come through. While I'm waiting for my email to come through, are there any other questions or ideas or anything along those lines that anybody has? All right. Not yet, apparently. Okay, that's all right. I'm just trying to see if I can pull up this email here. Reload it one last time. The speed at which the system is going to work is going to be dictated by a lot of different things. Mostly how many people are in the platform doing something, because everything kind of gets put in a queue and processed as it is initiated. So sometimes things may not pop up right away like you would want them to. We're in an instant gratification society now, whether we like it or not. So you know, you might take a moment of patience for the messages to come through. So all right, while I'm waiting for that to come through, let's see if there's any other questions that anybody has. If not, again, you've got a lot of training and resources and online training that's available to you. Something that I'm going to post in the chat log is, let's see, where is it? Max Text Tuesdays, record, Bold Trail, help desk. Where did they put the support resources? Here, hang tight. So Remax did a massive training series called the Training Summit or something to that effect. They have recorded all of the sessions and they posted them and they're available. Here we go, the Success Summit. They're available on demand. They're no longer live training, but they're on demand. And I just put it in the chat log. You've got tons and tons of these are recorded sessions that they performed last month, and everything you can watch on demand. And you've got very, very detailed trainings done by the actual staff at Remax. So you might, if you really want to get into campaigns, maybe you go down to the set it and forget it, automating with smart campaigns, and just click watch on demand in order to watch it. So a lot of great ways to get onboarded and familiar with the platform. So I would encourage you to utilize these. And if you're not a good video watching training person, you kind of need the you know, at your own speed, have somebody walk you through it. That's what I'm available for. You also have the training path over here. If I go to more and then click training and learning path, these are systemized at your own speed trainings that will take you through some of the key functionalities of the platform. So if I type in campaigns, there's going to be information here on how to go through and set up campaigns and do things like that. Okay. So yeah, it's a great system. I'm having a lot of fun training on it. I'm having a lot of fun learning, and I certainly appreciate all of your questions, and I love the challenge of trying to figure things out. So don't be shy if you have any more questions for me. So if there are no other questions, I'm going to show you something that's kind of top secret, I guess. Remax hasn't actually put out any kind of notification regarding this yet. But as some of you may recall, there was a Remax app that you could provide to your customers so that they could search for properties, communicate with you, do all kinds of stuff. And they now have, actually, I need to find a different person here. They now have the Home View app that is being slowly made available to agents. it is still a little bit buggy, which is why there has not been a big announcement saying, hey, we now have the Remax Home View app. But I have a feeling that notification is going to be coming very soon. So when you have a contact added, and again, I encourage you to set up yourself as a contact, over on the right-hand side, you may see this Remax Home View app not downloaded link. So what you can do is you can send yourself or send to that person a text message that's going to allow them to download the app on their phone. You can send it via email or text. And again, you'll want to get in and kind of play around with this. There really isn't no official training on how this looks and works right now. But it is a functioning app. I've got it installed on my phone and I've been kind of playing around with it a little bit. I can show you some screenshots here so you can see what it looks like. Just bear with me for 1 second while I pull that up. And so I'm going to move it over here in just a moment. There it is. So the link that your client is going to receive is going to look similar to this. And I'm coming up on the top of the hour, so I'm going to try to wrap this up real quick. And then it will take them. So I'm an Android user, so it went to my Google Play. It says the Remax Home View app, click install. And then it's going to ask them what their email address is. Now, keep in mind, this is a consumer app. So this is what your contact, your client, your prospect is going to receive. You can set yourself up to have access to this, but just keep in mind that this is the consumer forward app, not the Bold Trail app. Two completely different things, but they do talk to each other because when your consumer is on your app, they can actually message you and do things where you get alerted via your Bold Trail app. So this is the process that the consumer is going to see. It'll ask them to enter in their email address, set up a password, plug in their information. Do they own a property? Do they want notifications? And then it'll say, okay, this is what your home might be worth. So if they don't have a property that they own in Arizona or Florida or New Jersey or Virginia, whatever, they can skip that and they will not see this screen. So it provides them with an estimate. It gives them an idea of what's going on in the market. It gives them these different home maintenance tips and all kinds of cool stuff. So just play around with it. This is a really cool app. They can pull up listings. They can message you. They can do all kinds of stuff. So yeah, be on the lookout for the Remax Home View app. We've been waiting since I think September, October is when they sunset the old Remax app, which was tied to an old system. It was kind of cool, but we're all on Bold Trail now and this inside real estate ecosystem. So it made sense that this evolved into this new app that is now being rolled out to the agents across the country. So I'm going to pause my share and take a look at all the beautiful faces online. Nobody's got their camera turned on. That's okay. Anyhow, all right. Any other questions, ideas, comments regarding Bold Trail or something that you're seeing in the tech sphere that I can help you with? I'm happy to stay online for a few more minutes, but otherwise we're at the top of the hour and you're more than welcome to continue on with your day if you choose. I don't have anything else planned to show you at this point. So. All right. I've either drowned all of you in information and you're still trying to figure out what to do, or maybe I did a good enough job that you kind of understand what's going on here and you feel good about it. So either way, I'm here to help. Don't forget to utilize the support team as well. They've been great to me. They're very responsive. So if you've had less than great experiences with them in the past, I would encourage you to give them another shot. I've yet to have a bad experience with them in quite some time now. So I think you'll find the system has got a lot of support behind it, and they work with agents all over the country of all types of learning abilities, the old, the young, the tech savvy, the not tech savvy. So don't let this system overwhelm you. You have support. You don't have to use this whole system in order to get the value from it. Take one bite at a time, take some time, ask questions, play around with it, learn it, have fun, And then once you get comfortable with it, you can start engaging your contacts with it, building value, building trust, putting the Remax brand out there, and hopefully building your business and managing your business so that you can, enjoy life a little bit more, if nothing else. So, all right, everybody, you're very welcome to all of you typing in the chat. I appreciate you making time out of your day to be a part of this. Again, feel free to follow up with me if you have any questions. And I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 8 a.m. Arizona time or 11 a.m. East Coast time. And go and make it a great day. Take care, everybody. Thanks for your time.